Hi chums, Bonsaibeanz asked me to show the greenhouse from the outside and a bit more about it because I tended to just work in it and never told you anything really to do with it. I got this greenhouse basically free. It was being destroyed and it was intercepted by a friend of mine, Billy, and he told me it's up yours for £100 basically, and that's just to give the guys that were wrecking it, to get them off the site and give us time to get in to get it down. And so we got it by just pure chance. So it's 28 feet long and 13 feet wide at its widest point. And I'll just take a wee walk down the back because you don't often see down there, you know. And as I say, it's a great greenhouse. I'm very pleased. It's got a Dutch roof on it, and those panes of glass cost me £1 each, about $1.60. I was really lucky. There's a guy in a place called Myra, about 6 or 7 miles from here, and he grew stuff for the council. He's a commercial nursery, and he was taking down old greenhouses, and lo and behold, weren't they exactly the same size windows as the ones I needed? So I got put in touch with him, and he sold me them for £1 each. So I think I needed 51 or 52 or something, and he gave me 60 of them for £50. And he kept saying, put another one in the van, you get another one in the van. And we were scared of breaking them, and he kept pushing more on us. So he's a very decent guy. So that was fair enough. I brought him a wee bowl of it. I'd made a bowl, and I brought him a bowl up as a thank you and a pen. And he said to me, you know, if any of those panes of glass ever break, come back here and I'll give you more glass for nothing, because I always have plenty of glass. So I thought it was very decent of him. So there you go. You can see the problem here with the water, folks. There's where the water table is. It's so high. That's supposed to be a shuck there running away. So I might have to get a digger in and get a guy to dig that out for me to make it into a proper shuck again, because it's just holding water now. I'll go back out this way again because it's a bit safer than the other way, believe it or not. And look, there's me bath full of water. And look, see that idea to put the pipe into the centre of the water to stop it all sort of piling up at one end? Did not keep it nice and level. That was a good idea, wasn't it? So we'll go up here and look. By the way, if you see a weed, pull it out there, okay? Because those were little weeds 2 years ago and I never bothered. Now they're big, coming in fairly substantial trees. There's membrane down here, weed membrane, but you have to remember that weed membrane only stops the weeds coming up. It doesn't stop weeds settling in the mulch that you put on top. So you have to keep an eye out for that as well, you know. So it's only a temporary job, really. So you need to keep mulching. Got some compost today. Now, I can't move these boys, they're too heavy. There was a time I had to lift those on one shoulder. But I was lucky today. I was over in Portadown, about 7 miles away, seeing my mother. And I met one of my mates, and he was in his pickup truck. So I said, look, will you call into B&Q, it's a big department store, a big box store beside us, or near us, and pick me up 6 of those. So he brought me 6 bags over. They work out about 5p a litre, which is quite cheap compared to some of the others. Some of the proprietary brands are working at about 8p a litre, or 9, almost 9. Now, I used this stuff 2 years ago. It's called Verve. I used it 2 years ago and got pretty good results. And then last year I was really disappointed with it because it was full of bits of wood and plastic boxes and cups and bits of paper and stuff. So we'll see what this is like. But I know Dan and Ian have both been using it, and they seem to be happy enough this year. So I'll give it a go. It'll do for the potatoes. I used to think potatoes needed a lot of really robust mix, but they don't. They just need anything at all to do them, you know. So it's very true. If you want to break up soil, put in potatoes. Now I had another good stroke of luck this week. You know I like using vermiculite more than perlite, and I couldn't get it. But I managed to track down the suppliers of the suppliers of the suppliers, and I ended up in Ballymoney. And Ballymoney is about 55 miles from here, and I went to these guys here. I'm showing you this for the people in Northern Ireland so they can see that. These guys are brilliant. I phoned them up and I talked to them, and they asked me, how many bags do you need? And I said 5. Well, I'll take 5 if I can get them. That's no problem at all. Do you want fine or medium? I'll take medium, please. Okay. Now, I was paying £22 a bag for this in the last couple of years, and this cost me £12 a bag, so almost half price. And It was actually, well, a bit less than, but it's about sort of, it's not half price, about 60%, because there's VAT tax to go on top of that, sales tax. But those 5 bags cost me £72. So basically I'm getting 5 bags for the price of 3. So 2 bags free, if you like. And the best part was, it's about, that place about 55 miles from here. My car does about 15 to 20 miles to the gallon. And your man said to me, do you want me to deliver these? And I went, well, how much will that cost? And he went, oh, nothing. You've paid more than £50. So you can have the delivery for nothing. So they deliver in this area on a Thursday, and I got those on Thursday afternoon. And I'm very happy. Now there's 500 litres there, and that'll do me about 2 years probably, maybe a bit less, but it'll certainly keep me going this year, because I really missed it last year. It's really good stuff. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, boxing. The boxing, Carl Frampton last night. Carl Frampton was fantastic last night, and the you beat a guy called Ramirez, I think, Hugo Ramirez, who hadn't been put down since 1998, and Frampton put him down in the second round, and now he's looking for somebody Cruz, I think it is. Santa Cruz is the name of the guy. So we're pretty excited about that, because, well, I remember the glory days of Barry McGuigan and Wayne McCulloch and Dave Boy McCauley and Paddy Barnes. Well, Paddy Barnes is still going, but we've got great light boxers here, and they do fantastic stuff. But we haven't had a real big hero recently, and Carl Frampton has stepped into the boots, and he's doing really, really well. So if he gets this world title fight, I reckon he'll get it, because I'm no expert in boxing, but God, he's a tough man, you know. And Barry McGuigan's following him, and Barry knows a lot more about boxing than I do, so if he thinks he's good, he must be. Kiel, we'll go to the Kiel now, because I was just thinking of Connor there. Connor, I saw your text today, or your photographs today on Facebook of the boys outside the Errigal that couldn't get into Ravenhill. Oh, Ravenhill, right? What's Ravenhill? Ravenhill is a rugby ground here. They've got a new stadium built, a new grandstand, and there's a big match tonight. Ulster are playing Saracens in the Heineken Cup. So we're all excited about that, because Munster thrashed Toulouse in at home today. So that was fantastic. So the sport is going really well in Northern Ireland, right? Northern Ireland, right? I'm going to explain this to you. A couple of people said to me in the comments, what does that mean, that Nornirn? That's Northern Ireland. But here, people say, where are you from? You go, Northern Ireland. So you kind of just slur the whole thing together. So whenever I write Northern Ireland in the comments, I mean Northern Ireland, okay? Where was I going with that? I've forgotten now. Oh yes, and Robbie the wood turner. Robbie, look at this. Empty pots. But I'm not going to show you potatoes, because you're sick looking at potatoes. So I'll just show you all the empty pots, okay? But hopefully most of those will be filled tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be potato day and planting day. Because now I've got my compost and I've got my vermiculite, I can go ahead. As you can see, Ian and Dan and Chris, look at the onions. Now I've never had onions like that before this time of year, so this definitely seems to be a really good method to get them going. So these are ready to go out any time at all now. So I'm very happy. The kale, Connor, go back to the kale. Well, there's the dino kale, which is about 1.5 foot high, and it looks like dino kale. This stuff here is getting to be 3 feet high. I don't know what it is, but you can see here, the stems are kind of snaking along the ground. So I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe it's Brussels sprouts or something that have collapsed. I don't know. You can see over there too. You can see how the stems are collapsing. I have no idea, folks. I have really no idea. But we'll wait to see what happens. We'll wait to see if anything happens down in the middle here. If something happens there. But I've noticed that this one here, that one, and that one there are getting darker. But they still haven't got the dino kale thing going. So we'll have to just wait and see. So that's basically it, folks. I just had a wee note there. I wanted to make sure I got everything. Yeah, and Shimmy, if you're watching this, Shimmy, thanks for that favour today. I really appreciate you bringing that stuff over for me. That was very good, yeah. So there you go, folks. Nothing else to say except I apologise to Elise, especially, for speaking far too fast on the tray bake video because I was very excited. But I'll try not to do that again. Okay, all the best now. Bye bye.